We are honored to be joined by Olivia Hutcherson, who is a dancer, choreographer. She's a published author of a book of poetry. It is called The Show Must Go On, and she is a breast cancer survivor. It's so good to have you with us.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Olivia, do us a favor. Can you show that book cover? We'll show it in a graphic, but you have it right there?
Yes, The Show Must Go On.
Where did the title, listen, you've danced for the San Francisco 49ers, you were a cheerleader there, you've danced with Madonna, J-Lo, et cetera, you got this great background. But is it the show must go on, not just for dancing, but in life?
Yes, the show must go on in dancing and also in life. It's kind of become my motto over the last 6.5 years.
Well, let's talk about your journey. You were 26 years of age when you were first diagnosed with aggressive breast cancer. Numerous surgeries, chemotherapy, went into remission, came back. How many years has it been that you've been dealing with breast cancer?
It has been 6.5 years from my first diagnosis, and now it's been a total of 3 diagnoses. So yeah, it's been a 6.5-year journey of just a total roller coaster of up and down.
Describe that roller coaster, because you were told, and you came to us through our friends in the healthcare community through Hackensack Meridian Health. And one of the things they told us was that you have faced your cancer at different stages, and you were free of cancer at a certain point, but you had to obviously keep getting screened and tested. The roller coaster, how do you manage that?
That's a big question. Well, so 2 parts to that. Part 1 is that I was originally diagnosed in my mid-20s, and it was very unexpected. As you said, I was kind of like at the prime of my career as a professional dancer, so it was completely unexpected. I had no family history. I was a non-smoker, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. It was just, even to this day, I remember first finding out, and my first words out of my mouth were, "They have the wrong girl." And it was a 1-year battle of just nonstop doctor's appointments and fighting and fighting and fighting. And I won that battle. And I always say I didn't win it alone. I won it with an army behind me. And that army was my family, my friends, and my faith. And those were really the only 3 things that helped me get through it. And I was cancer-free for 4 years. And then it came back with a vengeance in 2019. And then again in 2020, it attacked my bones. And that was an even bigger shock than the original diagnosis, because anytime you hear bone cancer, it is another level of fear. And it was ironic because when I wrote this book, I felt like it was just more so a moment for me to be cathartic and to let things out and to write poems for other people so they wouldn't feel so alone. But I have found myself going back to my words, and now they're kind of like therapy for me. And I'm like, wait a minute, I need those words to help me get through these challenging moments. And I have to remind myself and stir myself up and be like, wait a minute, I need that faith lived to keep going, because I've faced some really, really tough moments. So yeah.
What made you want to do this interview? I know you were asked by the folks at HMACE with the John Thurber Cancer Center, but what made you want to do this? Because clearly you have a desire to help others.
Yeah. I'm just really committed to a lifelong journey of giving back and being a voice to the community of anyone suffering with breast cancer specifically. but especially the younger community. It's been really isolating over the last 6.5 years to consistently be the youngest patient in the hospital, in the infusion center, to always have the medical team say, "Oh, you're so young. How did you get here? How did you wind up with this?" And I always say there are some things that we're not going to know on this side of eternity, and that's okay. But as long as I'm here and as long as I have breath in my body, I want to be a voice to say, you're not alone and you will get through this.
You're also, right now, you are doing so many things in addition to the book, The Show Must Go On, the book of poetry. And I'm not going to put you on the spot by asking you, unless you choose to read a short poem, you're more than welcome. But I know you're teaching dance online to young children. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
What's that like? Describe it.
It's just a true joy to be able to continue teaching. It really pushes me to be able to say, you know what, like cancer doesn't define me. And I believe in giving back, and God gave me this gift of dancing since I was a young child. And it's time for me to give it back to the next generation. I feel like I kind of got to live my best life over the years, especially in my teens and in my 20s. And it's time to pass it forward. So seeing the kids evolve and grow is just really amazing. And they're so excited all the time to learn and perform. And that hypes me up and gives me something to be excited about too, instead of just laying in bed.
I hear you. And ironically, to disclose this, our daughter, Olivia, is 11 and is obsessed with dance and loves it. And to see her dance with these other young women and some boys and to see the joy, the happiness in their face, I can't even imagine what it's like for you to get that out of kids as well and to have experienced it yourself. Listen, before I let you go, HMH is one of our healthcare underwriters and partners, and it's important that we get a message out to everyone right now about staying on top of being tested and early detection, even though we are still facing this pandemic. 30 seconds on that before I let you go, Olivia.
Yeah, I would just say be your own biggest advocate. When I was first diagnosed, I was told that I was just working too hard and to go home and rest. And I wasn't going to be given a mammogram because I was 26. And I insisted at one of the top hospitals in New York City. And I said, I'm not leaving until you give me the mammogram. And it's part of why I'm still here today. So just fight for yourself and be your own biggest advocate. You know your body better than anyone does.
Olivia, most importantly, we wish you and everyone close to you all the best. Good health, particularly good health, and good luck with the book of poetry. It is called The Show Must Go On. If you go on our website and steveadubato.org and you see the interview with Olivia, you'll see the connection to that book. All the best, Olivia. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by NJM Insurance Group, New Jersey Sharing Network, Summit Health, NJ Best, New Jersey's 529 College Savings Plan, PNC, Grow Up Great, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, Fedway Associates, Inc., and by Choose New Jersey. Promotional support provided by Meadowlands Chamber and by New Jersey Globe.
NJM Insurance Company has been serving New Jersey policyholders for more than 100 years. But just who are NJM's policyholders? They're the men and women who teach our children, the public sector employees who maintain our infrastructure, the workers who craft our manufactured goods, and New Jersey's next generation of leaders, the people who make our state a great place to call home. NJM, we've got New Jersey covered.